Mental health in the NHL is more serious than ever. Whether you have noticed or not, a lot of NHL players have been stepping away from the game or entering the NHL assistance program to address off-ice personal issues that are unrelated to injury. I think it's important to discuss why this is happening a lot more than it has been in the past. As fans, we often forget that our favorite players are just like us, people who have their own day-to-day interests, families, and of course, stresses of life. When we think about hockey players, we often think of them as physically tough individuals, someone who can dish it out and take large amounts of criticism at any given moment. Hockey culture is incredible in a lot of ways, but in this facet, I believe it can sometimes be a bit toxic. Mental health can be a stigmatizing topic in a lot of ways, and I think when it comes to hockey players, they've always been taught to be mentally tough, meaning that when it comes to these hard times, they're not really sure how to address these issues, or maybe they're just scared of how the public will react. But nothing can prepare you for the amount of criticism you receive from online social media pages, fans, reporters, and even media in certain markets. Now, there's been a ton of recent examples, but let's just take a look at the latest player who has stepped away from the game to address their mental health. The other day, the Columbus Blue Jackets announced that Patrik Laine is entering the nhlpa assistance program to address his mental health. Laine released a statement saying, "After careful consideration and discussions with my support network and the team, I recognize the importance of prioritizing my mental health and well-being." Laine shared on an Instagram post that hockey has been his passion and his life, but he's come to realize that in order to perform at his best, he needs to take some time off to focus on himself. This is a huge step for Laine, and it doesn't take a genius to see that he was clearly going through something, and it had a huge impact not only on his personal life, but his professional life as well. Laine is a prime example of a player whose expectations are so high that sometimes it can feel overwhelming if you're a player. Laine was taken second overall in the 2016 NHL draft and took over the league while he was playing in Winnipeg, but after some locker room issues came about, he was traded to Columbus and since then has just had a lot of trouble when it comes to injuries. Because of this, Laine gets heavily criticized for not being on the ice to live up to his contract, and I can see how this can take a toll on your mental health because of all the comments you get attacking your game while you're trying to recover. Comments on social media have always been filled with terrible people, but the comments on this post about Laine entering the assistance program is the exact thing that's wrong with hockey culture. Just take a look at some of the examples here. I'm blurring out the names just to not give the people any more attention, but rather than supporting the player, he continues to be mocked for his decisions even when he's trying to address the problem and get back to that high level so he can live up to the contract that he signed. Fans are just ruthless in this way, attacking a guy who clearly has some issues and is being brave enough to share his opinions with the fans. As someone who covers the game and shares his opinions about the sport, I felt that this video was important to make. If you're a fan of hockey or if you're involved in hockey culture in any way, be the kind of person who's accepting of these players, especially when they're brave enough to share their personal issues with you as a fan. It means that they clearly love the sport and want to improve their game to put out a better product for you as the fan. But yeah, I wanted to share this message and applaud Patty for taking care of himself. I wish him nothing but the best and hope he can find the answers he needs so he can get back on the ice to the sport that he loves and prove all of his doubters wrong. But like always, how do you guys feel about this whole topic? Do you think that hockey culture can be toxic at times? And how can we as fans improve to make these players feel more comfortable about addressing their mental health? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.